Hey, if you keep going past that, you'll see the supermarket. Take your $100 there, they'll change it for you. And he goes, I don't trust supermarkets. I said, well, mate, I can't really help you out. And the guy sort of broke down a bit. He was like, look, sorry, mate. Sorry to pest you today. I just don't know what my problem is. I said, well, trust is definitely up there, mate. It's definitely your top 5 problems, I would say. I did feel a bit sorry for the guy. I was like, look, mate, just give me your cash and I'll sort you out. So he gave me the $100 and I just ran off. Don't think he trusts anyone anymore. What else has been going on? I went over to Fiji a few weeks back for a mate's wedding. Whoever invented destination weddings for Australian couples can fuck right off, in my opinion. Cost me $2,000 for 4 days in Fiji. Boo, right? I get over there, right, to this expensive resort where we're staying, and my mate who's getting married pulls me aside, whispers in my ear, like he's doing me a favour, goes, hey, mate, don't get us a gift, all right? Don't get us a gift. I was like, no shit. Of course I'm not getting you a gift. I've got no money left, right? Then one of our other mates is behind him. He was like, oh, you've got to get him a gift. It's their wedding. You've got to buy him something nice. So I got guilted into getting him a gift. So I ended up getting him a couple of nice towels. From the resort we're staying at. A couple of nice soaps as well. Shower caps. An ironing board. They loved it, actually. They really loved it. We had a bit of a dilemma, actually, the night before the wedding. The guy who was supposed to MC lost his voice, had a bit of a buck stew. So who do you think got roped into MCing the wedding last minute? I must admit I was pretty nervous. Never MC'd a wedding before, but it went pretty good. The bride and groom were pretty impressed with my MC work. They weren't over impressed with the $2,000 invoice I sent them a few days later. That's business, isn't it? You got to get your money back somehow. Actually, the guy losing his voice wasn't the biggest dilemma we had. The biggest dilemma we had was on the Monday before we flew back to Australia. My friend's new wife wanted to have a picnic at a park in Fiji, right? Stupid idea, but we went down anyway. And she's flicked the rug out to begin proceedings of the picnic. New wedding ring, not quite cut to size. Yep, panic. So it's flown off into this long grass and panic has ensued, as you can imagine. And everybody sort of got down on their hands and knees to look for the ring. And I didn't really want to get down because I don't like her that much, to be honest. Bad choice, right? But anyway, I popped down anyway. I popped down on all fours just to keep her happy, and I was sort of flicking through this grass, and I found it to be that real thick clover grass. Remember that when you were a kid, just looking for 4-leaf clovers? And I didn't tell anyone. I just started looking for a 4-leaf clover. I was having a great time. Well, this is the best part of the trip. This is great. And after about 5 minutes, I found a 4-leaf clover. I was pretty pumped. I just held that up and went, hey, guys, look at that. There's a 4-leaf clover. My friend's wife said, Daniel, I've lost my fucking wedding ring, mate. That's one of the reasons I don't like her right there, guys. It's always about her, right? But I popped the clover in the back pocket, and I don't know if it was the luck of the clover or what, but guess who ended up finding the ring in the grass a few moments later, so that was all right. Pretty cool. Problem solved. Guess who didn't tell, though? Sold it at cash converters when I got back to Australia. So me. Actually finished in front of that trip, which was nice. You guys are in for a big show. I'll leave you with this. Doing the stand-up around the place. We have a lot of late nights around the country and see a lot of interesting things. I saw this in Melbourne as well. I was walking past a pub about 1 o'clock in the morning. There was a guy just sort of off his face, leaning up against the wall of this pub. And pretty quickly, 4 police officers surrounded the guy, tried to get a few words out of him, but he was just too off his face, right? And this guy gave the best answer I've ever seen anyone give in this whole situation, right? So the officers surrounded him, tried to get a few words out. He couldn't say anything. And then one of the officers put some blue rubber gloves on. And I thought, I'll stick around for this, right? Then the guy fell to the ground and the officer put the blue rubber gloves on his cheeks like that and asked him a question. And he goes, Craig, come on, mate. Craig, what have you taken tonight? What have you taken, right? And Craig gave the best answer I've ever heard. He just goes, I've just been taking it easy. Cheers, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'll see you later.
Dan Connell, everyone. Thank you. Cheers. I don't trust supermarkets either, not since they started doing Coles Radio, which incidentally is where we're broadcasting tonight. We're about to bring on the next act. We've got to keep it rolling pretty fast, but it is this new woman. I've only just seen her recently, and since then I've been addicted to watching her stuff on YouTube. Her name is Gabe Hogan.
Thanks, man. Hey. So Andrew introduced me as Gabe Hogan. It's actually... It's not Gabe Hogan. It's Gabe Hogan. Okay, just so we know. You want to check me out on YouTube? Don't look up Gabe Hogan. It's not gonna end well, right? I've been looking after my 4-year-old nephew 1 day a week. He's adorable. He's got this long blonde hair and he keeps asking me to put it up in a hair tie. And like, I don't have a problem with it. Like, whatever he wants to do, it's cool. Like, I've got no issues. Like, if he wants me to put bows in there, I would do that too. No worries. But I felt like his parents maybe wouldn't feel the same way, right? And his brother got home, or my brother got home the other day, and Ben ran up to me and he whispered in my ear, he's like, hey, can you tie my hair up? And I was like, yeah, because I didn't want to make him feel insecure, but my brother was there. We do it. I go into the bathroom, I put his hair up, Ben runs out to my brother, straight up, he runs straight up to him and he's like, ta-da! I was like, wow, like my brother, his face was red. He wasn't happy. I just said to him, look, Dan, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to be the one to tell you this, but I think your son might be, you know, a hipster. And my brother's like, no, maybe he's just gay. I was like, nah, he asked for a top knot. Yeah, and then he asked me to make him a soy baby chino, so... he's a hipster. I said, maybe just don't vaccinate him. I don't know. It's what he'd want, right? Actually, last week I had to go to his 4-year-old graduation. 4 years old. They have the hat and the cape and it's ridiculous, right? And like he asked me to go and I thought it was stupid, but then I thought, well, it might be the only opportunity he has to graduate. So I just got this vision 20 years from now, my brother's mantelpiece, like a picture of his oldest brother like receiving some doctorate and then his older sister receiving her master's in physics or something. And then this picture of Ben, grade 4 graduation. And then a picture of like him working on his organic farm or something. He's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. In 1801, toilet paper was invented. Yeah. Before that, gentlemen would just wipe their bottom on the carpet. I made that last bit up. I'm not sure about that. I made that bit up. Now, you probably think that was a poo joke. It's not. It's a period joke. He gets it. Yeah. It's a period in time, but if I want to be a female comedian, I got to do period jokes, so nailed it. I'm wearing my ring on this finger. It's the second from my little finger on my left hand, maybe on radio, so I've got to explain that. And I went into 7-Eleven the other day, and this girl, it's the same girl I always see. She's always mean to me. I don't know why. She has a problem with me. And she said to me the other day, she's like, are you married? And I was like, no, why? And she's like, oh, because you're wearing a ring on your wedding finger. I'm like, really? Is that a thing? Like, because I feel like married people get enough already. Do you know? Like, they get a dual income, more affordable housing, they get tax breaks, they get to wake up not alone. Like, they can't have a whole finger too. That's just selfish. That's selfish. Oh, you can't wear a ring there unless somebody loves you. We might confuse you as someone who's happy and content. I'm taking the finger back. Well, the ring finger back. I'll take it back. Have you noticed how hipsters kind of look like Ned Kelly, right? Yeah? It's true. With the long beard and the really long hair, I just feel like they should fully commit to it. You know, like wear a bucket on their heads. Yeah. And take multiple gunshots to the torso and groin. Now, you probably think that's another hipster joke. It's not. It's a Ned Kelly joke. No, it's another period joke. Did it again. I just can't help it. I write a new one every 28 days. I use Google a lot. Like every day I ask Google a question, it always has the answer. It's great. It's brilliant. Like, Google, how long does it take to hard boil an egg? 8 minutes. Thank you, Google. Google, is there such thing as unicorns? No. Thank you, Google. Google, what's the difference between a midget and a dwarf? Like, stuff like that. It always knows the answers, right? It always knows. But it let me down on the weekend. Let me down for the first time. When I came to on Sunday morning, I said, Google, whose house is this? And where are my pants? Nothing. All right, my time's up. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a great night. Thank you, sir.
Gabe Hogan, everyone. Jeez, thought I'd leave the pause there that time. it's funny, unicorns don't exist, but they are actually Scotland's national symbol. I don't know if anyone knew that. It's true. It's which is not the only place to have a fictional symbol. South Australia have a nice South Australian person as a thing. So anyway, this next person is the second youngest person on the comedy scene whose last name is K besides me. He owns his own club. He runs it. He does regular gigs everywhere. He's got his own YouTube channel which has tens of thousands of likes. It is give a warm welcome for Luke Gidgel.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here. My name is Luke, and I watched The Bachelor. So that was my confession done for this set. It's true, I watched The Bachelor. Any Bachelor fans in, or? Of course not. So that's the expected answer. So yeah, I love The Bachelor, right? And I've been watching it. And if you haven't seen The Bachelor, it's a show where a guy, he dates like 20 girls, and then he gives roses to the girls he likes. And then at the end, the one with the most Instagram followers wins. So it's a great concept for a show. And the ironic part of The Bachelor is that none of these girls have a bachelor's degree. They are all dumb. And like the best part of the show is he'll go on a date with a girl, right? And then he'll be like, hey, wait here, I've got a surprise. And then he'll come back 2 minutes later with a rose, which is pretty predictable. But imagine if he came back with something actually useful for the girl. He was like, hey, wait here, I've got a surprise. And she's sitting there like, oh, I hope it's a modelling contract. And he comes back 2 minutes later with some self-respect and some dignity. Yeah, that'd be bang on. She's like, why'd you take so long? Sorry, I was looking for a father figure, but obviously that's why you're here. So, and I love that they pretend that the girls thought... So I love that they pretend that the Bachelor thought of the dates himself. Like he personally, called the helicopter company, gave them his credit card details, organised the time and date. No. These girls go on these dates and they go, oh my God, you did not. That is correct, he did not. At all. And they make out like he hung like 50 lanterns and lit a bunch of candles on a remote beach in Sydney. No, these girls aren't falling in love with The Bachelor. They're falling in love with Gavin from Set Design. So, and so I live in Melbourne, right, as all you do. And in Melbourne, did you know that we live in a society where on an off-peak night, Pizza Hut has a quicker response time than most emergency services? That is the dream. It's true, this is a fact, right? So in an ambulance, the average ambulance response time in Melbourne is 20 minutes on average. Average Pizza Hut delivery, if you live within 5 kilometres of a Pizza Hut, 15 minutes, right? Average ambulance call-out fee, $300 to $5,000, so very expensive. Pizza Hut delivery, $5.95. Now, by law, all Pizza Hut employees have to have at least a Certificate 1 in first aid. So if you're in an emergency situation, you can save thousands, get a way quicker response time, and get 2 large margaritas with complimentary garlic bread. Right? So I tested this, right? I was like, I ordered a pizza at 8 p.m, 8:15, ding dong, 2 large margaritas with complimentary garlic bread. So I stabbed him. Called an ambulance, they didn't make it, so I should have ordered another pizza. You guys have been very, very fun. I'll end on this. So I went on a road trip, right, with a few friends a couple of years ago, and I was the first ever time I had a gang experience. The road trip was getting a bit boring, and a group of bikies started just circling the car, because bikies often travel in packs, and the road trip was getting a bit boring, so one of my mates like, oh, let's yell something out the window, because like, oh, maybe this is how we die. So my mate went first and he was like, oi, you look like an ugly Santa Claus, you piece of shit. And everyone's like, oh, nice. And everyone started high-fiving each other, right? And then it started going around the car. And like, but by the end, the insults were just like, they lost all creativity. By the end, it was like, oi, you piece of shit. And everyone's like, got him. Good stuff. And they got around to me, right? And I was like, I don't know, guys. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, come on, man. Just say something. Just tell it like it is. Just ask them something. I was like, fine. I'll ask them something. So I asked them something I'd always wanted to know about the social gang dynamics of being in a bikie gang. So I was like, oi, when one of you needs to urinate, do you all pull over as a collective unit and wait for him to empty his bladder? Or does he have to catch up? And my mate's like, what? That's a legitimate question. Bikies are older gentlemen, and 1 in 2 men over the age of 50 suffer from an enlarged prostate, which leads to frequent urination. So that's actually a massive gang issue. It's probably like top 3, you know, bash some immigrants, frequent urination. So, and I was like, all right, and they didn't respond. So I was like, all right, I'll yell again. So I was like, oi, there's nothing to be ashamed of. The only thing you should be ashamed of is not creating a safe, supportive space for male members of your gang so you'll come from us to see a medical professional. But if you're ignoring my yelling because you're trying to make good time because you just got back from seeing a medical professional, thus rejecting the stereotype that older independent males are too insecure to seek medical help, then I applaud you and commend your desire to create a community in which a healthy well-being is encouraged, hopefully taken up by fellow gang members who may be suffering from the same issue. If you keep reinforcing these positive stereotypes in society, you won't have random dickheads like me yelling out of their car windows. You piece of shit. And everyone's like, boom. Thank you very much. I've been Luke.
Luke Kitchell, everyone. Please, can someone let me know if I'm going to go that far back again, please? Just little does he know those bikers are here tonight. We better keep it moving, ladies and gentlemen. This next comic is fantastic. She's probably one of the most sharp and quick-fire emerging comics on the scene. Please give a very warm welcome to Lauren Bock.
Good, thank you. I'm so sharp and quick-fire. I was like, how do I hold the microphone? What do I do? Guys, give a big round of applause to Andrew as well tonight. So great to have him here. Thank you. He's doing a spectacular job, which is great. You know, I mean, I have been a comedian for a little while. I've got to say, I just have one tiny little bugbear that happens to me ever so occasionally now. So often, sometimes, an MC will introduce me and they'll go, well, everybody, here comes your next actor. She's a great comedian. Please welcome me, right? They go really high, that high. But I know, yeah, okay, comedian. Like it's, I don't know how I got French all of a sudden. Bonsoir, something like happened there. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not a comedian. I don't tell jokettes, okay? Like, not this time anyway. For those of you listening to the radio, I am wearing a flannel, so do what you will with that. I'm from Melbourne as well, as you can probably tell from my elegant visage. I also inhabit the north of Melbourne. One guy, like, woo, yeah, in the north, not specific. You in the north as well, sir? Ma'am? Yes or ma'am? Yeah, right. Whereabouts? Brunswick? Fairfield? What street? What number? Yeah, no, sorry, just trying to get a lift home, okay? So what I was here for. So live at the cafeteria, I'm like, all right, I'll skip breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything. And I get here and there's no food. It's everyone else's fault. I'm a starving artist. Help me. No, I do live in the north. And it's great. I live with 2 girls and a gay guy who's amazing. He doesn't eat very much. He just feeds off bitches' problems. And then we keep him on a really hearty diet, hey-yo, which is great. I mean, you know, the north is one of those places. I actually was from the south originally. I moved north. I couldn't help it. Over time, it kind of infected me. I switched to soy. It's insufferable for all involved, which is very on brand for me. And I know I'm just very close to shaving one side of my head and riding my bike on the footpath without a helmet in a dress made entirely out of beards, right? Lots of coverage there, and I mean I grew up in the south, so I'm not a northern immigrant, but I do feel like over time I've actually realised there is a very subtle difference between the north and south in Melbourne. You know, just across the river there. So in the north you have low carb, in the south it's gluten free, right? In the north you have Bikram yoga, in the south you have CrossFit. Shake harder, boy. In the north, you have yarn bombing. In the south, you have having a job. They're very subtle differences they are there. I will tell you, I get to live with a dog as well. When I say I get to live with one, she's actually my housemates. So I got all the good parts of living with a dog with none of the responsibilities that are involved in that. So I get all, like, you know, your belly rubs and, oh, you're so cute and blah, blah, blah. And every time it's, oh, you sick? Hungry? No, just boot it on back. Ideal candidate for motherhood right here. Her name is Sasha. She is a Chihuahua crossed with a Kelpie. Don't think about it too much. it's a bit confrontational, which does mean that she has like a bit of a split personality. Like inside the house, she's like neurotic, and outside she's a total nutcase. So we have that in common. Oh God, can't make me stop. And the thing about it is, it doesn't matter if you've been out of the house for 5 minutes or 5 hours, the result is the same. They're just pinging through the front door and standing like a little tornado jelly bean trying to get your attention, right? And this is the thing, is that she's all skinny and weird, but I have a voice for her. It's the voice that I speak to the dog. It is the voice of the dog. It is kind of like a sassy New Yorker kind of style, right? Kind of very similar to like Ghostbusters, what do you want? That. Just that, but in dog form, right? So I open the door, there she goes, squiggling up. She comes, sits by me. She looks at me with these big old eyes, and this is what I think she's trying to tell me. She goes, I was so worried. I thought you were never coming back. But now you're here. It's a lot of vowels. It's very intense and dramatic, right? So she does that. And the thing about her is she doesn't actually like men very much either, right? So we have that in common. Oh, God, no, please make me stop. And so the thing about it is, like, if I do bring home a gentleman caller, right? Hold your applause. That's your own time you're wasting, really. No. And the thing is, when he leaves, the next day without asking for my phone number, hold your applause. I'll shut the door, turn around, and the same exact thing happens. Wherever she was in the house, wherever she put herself away, she speeding towards and park herself right in front of me, right? And this is what she tells me. She goes, I was so worried. You brought a man into this house. So I did a shit on the floor. Guys, I'll finish on this. I've been doing comedy for a little while, and look, it's been an amazing journey. I got to meet some really amazing people, but last year I got to meet my idol. I got to meet Gok Wan, right? I'm aware not a lot of people know who that is. I'm aware of that because of the deathly silence that follows every time I say it. Everyone's like, I'm sorry, what are you talking about? I'm like, pick up the internet. He's there. No, but he's this beautiful Gaysian man that does how to look good naked in the UK, right? He's gorgeous. He's my spirit animal. And occasionally what happens is Westfield Shopping Centre will kidnap him and bring him to the colonies. And what actually ended up happening is we got talking at a function, right? Got along really well, so much so. We are going to start a podcast together, right? And it's about sort of the trials and tribulations of relationships, how you sort of overcome the kind of obstacles that sort of pop up along the way, And my name is Lauren Bock. His name is Gok Wan. The name of the podcast is Bock and Gok's Cock Blocker Clock. So that's not true, but it's fucking worth it. Okay, guys, you've been fantastic. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Lauren Bock, everyone. Oh, last comedy gig you'll see her before the big podcast takes off, so get in now. We really have to keep it rolling, ladies and gentlemen. This next comic has conquered the Kenyan scene. He's now coming for us. He's a fantastic emerging comic. Please give it up for Shaka Sharks.
Hello, white people. How you guys doing? I get scared of white people. I really do. I'm glad that I was born in the 20th century, because if this was 2,000 years ago, this would be a slave auction. Yeah, some of you are laughing now, but you would have bought me. And I love racism, though, I have to confess. A lot of people are scared of racism. I love racism. I think we should hate each other a little bit more, because that shit is hilarious. Love it. Makes my job very easy. Because I find like a lot of people find racism is one of those, I believe racism is one of those things that we want to talk about, factual things, but we're scared of talking about because everyone is a little bit PC now, and sometimes it's just a fact. For example, Asians can't drive. That's not racist. That's just a fact. I said that joke in China, and there was a woman in front. She laughed so hard. She was so true. Fact. White people can't dance. I know white people don't like laughing at that joke, but again, fact. Black people can't swim. Okay, if you say that, that's racist, okay? There are levels to racism. I've lived in Australia for quite a long time, and I love Australia. I think Australia is wonderful. It's given me a lot of opportunities, and I appreciate it. But I have been here for about 12 years, and it doesn't matter what I'm doing, whatever I'm doing. I could be sitting somewhere, having a drink at a bar, in a train. I'll always get someone come up to me and go like, mate, where are you from? That's a very Australian question. I was living in Canada. Nobody asked me that question. And when I was there, I felt like no one loved me because nobody asked me that question. I feel like I'm really loved when people in Australia ask me that. And I just came to the conclusion that Australia asks you that question for 3 reasons. One, they want to connect. They just want to know where you're from, because everyone wants to connect with somebody. The second reason is if you fuck up, then they know where to send you back. And the third reason is just out of interest. For example, a lot of people would look at me and usually go like, mate, are you from Jamaica? I'm like, why is Jamaica the first place you had to come to think of? It's like, well, you got dreadlocks and you're listening to reggae. I'm like, oh, true point. No, I'm not from Jamaica. But I used to tell people I wasn't from Jamaica, and then I found that a lot of people could not connect. They didn't have anything to say. So I started telling people I'm from Jamaica. I went to the map of Jamaica, picked up the farthest place from Kingston, because I know if I said Kingston, everyone might have been to Kingston. So I usually say, I'm from Jamaica. I'm from Treasure Beach. It's about 500 kilometers out of Kingston. It's like, love Jamaica, man. Want to go to Jamaica and smoke some weed. We've got beautiful women in Jamaica. I want to go to Jamaica. And I'm like, you should go, You should go. Having said that, I've never been to Jamaica myself, but I'm not out to bust anyone's bubble. So it's a connection thing. And another reason, for example, you're sitting in a train or a tram and you talk to someone next to you and go like, excuse me, buddy, what do you do? And he says, I'm an accountant. You could go like, oh, shit, haven't done my taxes. See? You want to connect. So this is what I imagine people would do. Like, buddy, where are you from? And this guy says, I'm from India. And someone would go like, oh, my God, I love curry. Buddy, where are you from? And he goes, I'm from Sri Lanka. Go like, oh, the Taj Mahal is so beautiful. Buddy, where are you from? I'm from Pakistan. I've been in a taxi. All I'm saying is everyone wants to connect with somebody. I'm going to leave you with this one short story. I don't know if it's good for TV, but I love public toilets. I do. I really do. I love walking into public toilets. I like reading the wealth of knowledge people write on walls. It's amazing. I went to this one public toilet, and on the wall, someone had written, to the red-haired woman behind the bar, please drop your attitude. I'm just here for a beer and not your credit card number. I was like, wow, that's one angry Nigerian. I went to this other public toilet and someone had written, I slept with your mother. And below that, someone had answered, go home, dad. You guys have been great. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Chaka, sharks! Cheers. You may have just alienated our entire Jamaican audience, but still a pretty good comic. And Lauren Bock alienated our entire South Side audience, so the South Jamaicans are really not happy at the moment. We'll better keep it rolling. Our next act, I don't really need to introduce her. Half of you know her. The other half would have heard of her. She's a singer. She's fantastic. Phoebe O'Brien.
Yeah, me. Woo! Guys, the weather's been so whack in Melbourne. You're like, I'm here for comedy, not a weather report, you crazy lady. I've been shopping recently because I'm like, I don't know what to buy. I don't know what to get. I thought maybe I'll get a dress to wear. And I picked one up that I liked, and almost instantly the sales assistant slinked over and whispered into my ear, you know, that dress won't stretch. What? Yeah, ladies know what I'm talking about. What a bitch. So I said, yeah, but neither will your Botox-injected face. 3 hours later, to my mum on the phone, just crying over a large chicken pizza. Didn't help the problem, really. But it's gonna be okay. Guys, I got a new job. I work in a post office. Stop it, you can talk to me after. Woo! Stamps are $1. I don't know if anyone knows that. I think people just think you just lick the envelope and it will go just based on your saliva. It doesn't. They're $1. Working at the post office is a dream. It's a dream. I'm living my dream. It's what dreams are made of. If dreams are made of stamps and sadness. It's a lot of weird people come in, a lot of weirdos. A guy, I was doing like a money order thing, little cheeky transaction, and I was doing my job, and he just pulled a tooth from his face and just went, oh, it's a temporary tooth. It's a temporary tooth. It's plastic, and then just proceeded to tap at the tooth like I know what to do with that, like. A what? Oh, the money order's $8.95. Are you okay? It's a temporary tooth. It's a temporary. And then he just left. Merry Christmas. Like, he just went like, oh, I've given you this information, but Merry Christmas. Like, he was a joyful guy. And he's like, oh, I've got to get a permanent one. Like, I'm like, I think you wasted that opportunity. Like, I think it's gone. I've got to get enamel. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, lunch is going to be hard to eat now. It's a terrible time, guys. So I moved to Melbourne a couple of years ago. It's a gorgeous time. My brother sometimes used to stay with me, and he had a little nickname for where I lived. He I don't know if this is inappropriate. We're here now. He used to call it the crack den. Like, just that was nice of him. I don't know why. It's not like. It's not like there were like soiled mattresses along the way, like to get there or anything. It's not like, it's not like there were just, I don't know what's really in a crack den, just needles about. And it's not like, I just want to tell you guys, it's not like there was cocaine about the place. There was. I'm on it right now. I'm not a little SYN. SYN's great though. SYN's so good. Youth organisation. I used to do SYN in 2014. I was very lucky to interview the man, the myth, the legend, Hugh Jackman. Oh yeah, hashtag Wolverine bitches. And I was so excited that I sent a photo of me and Hugh together to my mum. I think just to kind of say, look, I did something with that $40,000 degree. Like, media. She sent back like so quickly, oh, you look really good together. You know what? Hugh Jackman's married, guys. He has kids, and he's Hugh Jackman. Like, he's kind of got that going for him. But, things are going quite well. Like, his wife's a bit weird. She's like, what are you doing in my house? Oh, cameras, where are you? I'm going to call the police. You and I just laugh at her. Crazy, Deb. Crazy. She nuts. The kids love me more than you, Deborah. They don't. That's her mum. That's really just cruel to say to her. I don't know how long I've got, so I'm going to leave you on this joke that I've totally remembered. What can I tell you about my life? I don't know. Yeah, jokes are good, aren't they, when you remember them in your brain hole? Yeah, no, I got nothing else, Andrew. I'm sorry. I think I went like, I should have went out on the crack stuff. Yeah. Don't do drugs, guys. That's all I can say. Woo!
Please give another warm round of applause to Phoebe O'Brien. Yes. It's interesting what you were saying about Australia Post, because I read a story a few weeks ago about someone who's been posting his letters for 5 years in a dog poo box. So that explains what happened to the census, at least. Did you realise, just on another tangent, did you realise that at one point, according to the first census, Australia's population was 48? Not 48,000, 48 people, which means that the whole of Australia has just shown up tonight. So with that introduction, I'd like to bring on the next person. He's one of the earliest people I met on the scene. I've seen him heaps of times. Don't think I've actually been on the same set with him, but he's a fantastic comic. I give a big warm I can never get this line. Big warm round of applause for Tim Clark. Cheers.
Thank you very much, guys. One more round of applause for Andrew. You're fantastic MC. Doing comedy and showing you my boots. This is great. This is really, really fun. I love doing comedy. I'll tell you what I'm really getting into now. I'm really getting into this. I'm really into music. I'm really into jazz music. Anyone? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm hip to a couple of your Cats vibes here. I wasn't always like you guys. I wasn't always a fan of jazz. I changed my mind recently after I heard this great quote. I don't know if you've heard this. They say great jazz music isn't about the notes you're playing. It's about the notes you're not playing. Ooh, jazz. It's not about the notes you're playing. It's about the notes you're not playing. If that is true, Sin, if jazz is about the notes you're not playing, fuck, I'm great at jazz. I'm amazing. Look at me go. I can do it day dot up till now, nothing. And it works for anyone. You're great at jazz. You're great at jazz. You're great. I saw a busker on the way here. Terrible at jazz. You can play them all. Terrible. I'm better than all of them. I'm better than Coltrane. Better than Armstrong. They call me the Australian Dizzy Gillespie. Weren't expecting a reference to 40s jazz legend Dizzy Gillespie, were you, sir? But that's my brand of comedy, but it kind of makes you think, though, the Australian Dizzy Gillespie. What's he like? He's probably a bit dizzy because he's spinning in the opposite direction than the Northern Hemisphere. That's the new jazz joke. I think you can tell which of the new jokes. Andrew said, don't open with the new one. Should have listened throughout. It's being recorded as well. Oh, well, throw out the jazz joke. Didn't get much. That's okay. We can move on. That's all right. That's cool. That's fine by me. I mean, you know what they say. Great jazz jokes aren't about the laughs you do get. About the laughs you don't get. Don't think for a second I didn't plan every single word of that, okay? Don't try new jokes. 8 months. 8 goddamn months I've been doing that. Everyone hates that joke now. It's crash zoom on my face. You get a shot of everyone here looking stupid, like the idiots they are. I'm going very aggressive. I'm going very aggressive here. The fact that I call people stupid idiots is probably the reason I don't get booked for many gigs. That's cool. Stand-up comedy's not about the gigs you do get booked for. About the gigs, I will do 1 hour of this. I'm holding you hostage. I saw a man recently with the worst haircut I've ever seen. I saw a man with the worst mullet. That's right, the worst. I'm implying there are varying degrees of mullets. If you don't know what a mullet is, a haircut was quite short in the front, long in the back. I saw a man take that to the logical extreme. He had a completely shaved head from the forehead, all the way to around here, and then dreads. Oily, greasy dreads down his back. It's a haircut that screams, yes, I've got lymphoma, but fuck, I love a V8. Like, it looked like he'd just been unplugged from the Matrix and still had the cords attached he used to jack into the mainframe. I really don't like mullets. I think that's because my cousin has one, and he's one of the worst people I know. He's a loose unit, my cousin. I hate him. He's a bad guy. He gets drunk, he bloody loses it. It referring to custody of his kids. Bad man. Bad man. I was having lunch with him recently, and he was showing off his tattoos, and he's got like a Southern Cross tattoo, and he's got 420 written in marijuana leaves. What's that? Yes, he does have some opinions about the refugees. I don't know how you picked up on that. Keen minds. But he's talking to me, and he's bad. He's a weird bogan loser, and to show how big of a difference there is in our family, he's got an AVO out against him. He's not allowed to go near his old boss. He's got an AVO, and to show how big of a difference there is in our family, I don't even know what AVO stands for. Look at me. I look like I order smashed AVO on toast. I shouldn't. I know the V stands for violence, so I'm assuming the rest of it's bad. I'm taking that for red. I'm assuming my cousin isn't the anti-violence ombudsman. I'm fine not knowing. We're taping this. I'm being a bit harsh on him. He's not that bad. He's a bit of a romantic, my cousin. Last year he got married. He got married in a theme park. Yeah. The theme was caravan. End of joke. See you at Christmas, Jason. I want to tell you one last story. This is a great gig. I sometimes do weird gigs. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, I did a gig for some kids, which was weird that they got me because a lot of my jokes aren't really safe for children. They're not rude. They're just about the sharp edges of tables and how fun it is to drink bleach. Not safe for kids at all. But the weirdest gig I ever did was my second ever gig. This was years back. A friend of mine organised me to do stand-up comedy at an event he was organising at a bar in St Kilda. And to show you the kind of comedy I was rocking at the time, this was one of my jokes several years ago. I'll perform it for you now, guys. Oh, hey, guys. I've got a real ADD problem. I don't know how to add. There you go. Showing my face to all the cameras for the sweet zoom in, whilst we listen to no laughter. You know, that was my closing joke. My closing joke back then. You know the phrase, leave an audience wanting more? I left an audience wanting anything. But I rock up to this bar, right, my second ever gig, and I go to the bartender, hi, I'm here for the comedy tonight. He goes, what are you talking about? There's no comedy. I was like, is there an event here tonight? And he goes, oh, you're here for the Jewish singles night. That was a revelation. Was not pitched as a Jewish singles night. I was not Jewish, by the way. My friend who organised it, of course, he was Jewish. I'm not Jewish. I was very single at the time, yes. I wasn't so single that I changed ethnicities. But like he pitched it to me as just like talking to a bunch of bogans on the beach. Instead, it's temple on a Friday. Like that's whiplash right there. I had to change gears. I had to go from oi cunt to oi vey very fast. Yes, I wrote that for the evening, and yes, I'm recycling it. But I get up there and I ask my friend, he's Jewish, and I say, is it going to be weird if I'm, like, not a Jew? And he goes, his own words, he goes, oh, don't worry, just Jew it up a little. Don't think you can say that. Can't use your own ethnicity as a verb. Don't think you can. But then again, you guys can tell, I'm kind of like a wordsmith. I'm kind of smooth on my feet. I'm kind of improviser. So I thought fast. I was able to slip it in very subtle. I don't know if you guys are going to pick up on this, but try and see what I changed. I'll do it again. Oh, hey, guys. I've got a real ADD problem. I don't know how to add. And I'm Jewish. I don't know if you picked up on it. I don't know if you picked up. It's subtle. It's subtle. It's there at the end. Not subtle at all. I would have been more subtle if I got on the roof and started playing a fiddle. Thank you very much, guys. I've been Tim Clark. Have an excellent night. Cheers.
Tim Clark, everyone. Well, that's it. We've come to the end of the Emerging Comics. Please give a big warm round of applause to everyone we've seen so far. We have seen Lauren Bock. We've seen Dan Connell, Gabe Hogan, Sharka Sharks, Phoebe O'Brien, and now Tim Clark. Now, this next person, the headliner, the final act tonight, I tried to write an introduction, but then I got bored and couldn't think of anything else. No, I cannot think of a way to describe him. He's been an institution in the Melbourne comedy scene for over 30 years. He once met the Skyhooks. He's been on everything from 774 to Triple M. He is a legend of radio, he's a legend of stand-up, and he's yet still given us time to come and speak to us tonight, still give us a bit of his wisdom. So please give a huge round of applause. The biggest round of applause. No, don't, because then that would suggest the other acts aren't as good. But give it equally good amount of round of applause for the headliner, Richard Stubbs.
That was so kind. Thanks very much. What a pleasure to be here. No, I mean, really, sir, you got no idea I've been doing Christmas shopping. I don't think I was going to make it. I really didn't. I made some calls. I was in the middle of Southland. I just said, this is it. I'm not gonna get out. Good luck to you. Who goes to Southland and does their Christmas shopping this late towards Christmas? An idiot. That's who does that. And a whole lot of people that look like they're from The Walking Dead. That's what I was mingling with. Just people just doing this, walking. I just mingled with the herd. I moved like they did. Just carried some Christmas stuff. I blended in. That way I slipped from shop to shop. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. You fall down, you're gone. It's Christmas, mate. We're not stopping for you. Couldn't you help a stranger? Are you mad? Don't you know anything about Christmas? We've got to keep going. I've got a list. I used to go to Chadstone. I can't do that now. I know, right? Yeah, if you're watching from somewhere else, you're going, that's weird. A shopping centre got a guttural reaction. But it's very big. It's very big. Back in the day, like it's big, like it's several postcodes. It's really, there's a plan. There's an actual plan. Have you been to Chadstone recently? It's got bigger. I didn't go to it for a while. I came back, I went, oh. There's an actual plan that it's going to eventually grow and link up with Crown. That's the vision for Melbourne. And together they'll spread out to Tullamarine. So So tourists will just arrive and go, well, I'm in a mall. Did you see much of Melbourne? Not really. But it was, Chadstone's huge. Chadstone's ridiculously big. I used to take the kids there shopping when they were little. That was a nightmare. Both of them were runners. It's the type of kid. Some are climbers, some are criers. They were runners. Can't have two runners in a family. You end up having to put them in one of the halties. You know, the harnesses. Have you judged parents for that? Don't. Wait till you have a runner. Wait till you go to the show and you're holding one. Where's the other one? I don't know. And if it's a hybrid, runner climber. The way I said it made it like Alien Predator, but not dissimilar, to be honest. Yeah. No, they runners. Got lost in Chadstone. Found them. I was going down the down escalator because it works better. They're on the other one going up. We're looking at each other as we're passing. It's like a scene out of Last of the Mohicans. I'm like, just stay alive! Just stay alive! I will find you! Keep heading north! Do what you have to do! I won't judge later. If I find you, it'll be all right. I've got time. I've got time to go shopping. It's not like I'm rushed. I had time because I'm not technically in employment. It's kind of cold. Fair enough. I quit my job. I have a perfectly good job. Done it for a long time. Quit it. Just like that. I said to friends of mine, I've quit my job. And they went, oh, awesome. Did you tell them to get stuffed? And I went, sure. Yeah. Oh! Because in Australia, that's kind of a career goal. That's what we're actually all working towards. I want to have a job and at some point, just randomly tell them to get stuffed and quit. Everyone cheered. And then we wonder why we're not a superpower. It was an RDO. I didn't. Yes, I quit. Mind you, they don't cheer now. It's been a little while. Still haven't got a job. They don't cheer now. Now they make that noise that you don't want to hear. I say, oh, still no work. And they go, they do the teeth suck. You don't want to hear a teeth suck ever. It's bad. Anytime you hear it, you've usually got the front bit of the car open and there's a mechanic looking in going, that's not good. Oh, mate, I fixed it. That's not what that means. That's like, no, there's a lot of money. My whole family's going to Bali on this. It's a lot of money. Technically, you should only hear the teeth suck one time, I think, and that is when you're in a car park late at night and you're all running and one of your mates doesn't see the tow bar and it just catches his shin as it's on the way up. Bang! Unyielding steel into bendy flesh and snapping bone. Falls to the ground. Oh, God! Oh, God! And you're all around him going, oh, God. And then after a while, well, TikTok, mate. Look, we'll be in the pub. You stay there. You seem comfortable. So I've got time. I don't do stuff. I don't do it. Well, that's not true. I've got my hobbies. Even though I'm here, I'm playing with the minds of the old coots who live near me. I screw with them. I screw with the old coots. Old coots, it's a different level of old. It's a bloke because he's enraged at his powerlessness. This is the hallmark of the old coot. You see him driving. What are you doing? Get out of the way. I'm in the road. Hi. Like an old Labrador on the veranda, that can't be bothered running to the front gate to bark at you anymore. Just sits on the veranda going, bark, get out of it, get away with you. Because in my mind, the old Labrador smokes rollies. Drinks long necks, get out of it, I wear their dacks high, I mock them, I wear mine high. It's a little comfortable. And I went, oh, gateway drug. No, push them down. They just haven't transitioned. I used to have power. Now everyone just walks past me. Get out. My knee hurts. In many ways, they're elves. Actually, the more I think about it. Elves out of the Lord of the Rings, I always thought were old coots. They're about 1 million years old. I know it's a side issue here about what I was telling you about, but it just... Like Lord of the Rings. We got trouble. Big trouble. Right here in Hobbit City. Sorry. I was sort of halfway between a musical and never mind. The elves could help. Mate, could you help? It's back. The eye. Oh, you didn't finish the job. Could you? No, we can't. Why not? Oh, the sea. What do you mean the sea? Oh, the sea. It calls to us. What now? Yeah, no, I gotta go. We're packed and everything. We're on our way. Some of us have started singing songs. We're leaving. Mate, it's literally a day of your time. You live like 5,000 years. This is like 10 minutes. We all get together, you use the big choppy things, bang, down they go, winner, and you can go. No, the sea. Oh, that's just annoying. Have you even seen the sea? No. Think it'd be nice though. Well, it isn't. It's not nice. And to be honest, I think it's going to really play havoc with your long straight hair. You're going to regret choices, Frizzy. I'd be bad in Lord of the Rings. I'm bad now. I'm playing with the old coots. I'm in a nest of them in my street. I irritate them because I've got time too. Yeah. So I've done stuff. Like right now, while we're all just sitting around laughing. All right, thanks. That's going to look awkward at home. I've put my bin out. It's not garbage night. They're out there going, the bin's out! The bin's out! The bin's out! I didn't have it in the book. It's garbage. I'll get it out! Old folk are dragging bins out. It's a rule of the old coot. You get your bin out first. Days ahead of other people. What do you do with the rubbish in those interim days? I don't know. Just eat it. I don't know. We pile it up in the hall so long as the bin's out first. Get that out. Get it out. I do it a couple of times a day. Several times in the week. They don't know. They have to every time. It's a response. And then, just to really shit them, when it actually is bin night and the bins have been collected, I don't bring them back in. I walk past them. I actually walk past them and just trail my finger on the wheel bin. I can hear the snap of the Venetians as they're watching. He's doing it, Darl. He's doing it just to shit me. And I am too. Got time. It's not bad. Well, what else I did today? Shopping, Christmas, got lost, cried. It wasn't all the day though. That'd be ridiculous. I got up what I like to call Jehovah time, just before Jehovah time. That's the time the Jehovah's Witnesses come to my door, and it's embarrassing if I'm still in like my pajamas, because they're always beautifully done up. They put the effort in, and I'm standing there. They don't judge, but I think they judge. They're like, mate, I'm walking around spreading the word. Look at you. You haven't even showered. Yeah, all right, I could lift. So I got up before Jehovah time. Jehovah's came around, spent a good couple of hours with them. I got time, and I like the look on their face when at first they're happy because they can't believe someone's talking to them, and then they're going, wow, I think, here we go. I'll post one to the sale board. I think I'm going to have a convert. High fives for me in the, I want to say temple, but where do they, church, hall, area they meet. Anyway, high fives for them, and then that little face just sort of starts to slide as they realise, oh God, he's not stopping. Still talking. So, give us a look at your magazine. Oh, like Hendrix, do you? It's a watchtower. Dun, 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 dun. They didn't laugh either. Apparently, of the people who talk to them, that's the most common joke, so gets a little irritating. No, in the end, I don't know if this has ever happened to you. He said, knowing it can't have. The Jehovah's were going, well, TikTok. Better hit the old dusty trail. All right, see you later. Good on you. Yeah, come again. Neighbour came out and said, geez, that was a long time. What did you do that for? I said, I got time, mate. I took one for the street. I talk to them so no one else has to. They're tired. They've gone home. Don't thank me. Don't thank me. It's what I do. It's what I do. I got time. I spend time with the kids. Yeah, they're in their 20s. Not as happy about that as you'd imagine. They, I get up in their space. So, how are you? Are you okay? What's going on? And they're like, why are you even talking to me, old man? Why are you so close? They're doing this because it's not a rollie. They're texting. I've got one gesture. I'm not a mime. Double thumb texting. What are you doing? My daughter texts me she's in the house. I'm in the kitchen. I get a text. I've got a text. That's exciting. Yeah. What's for dinner? It's not a big house. Sausages. Sausages. Inappropriate winky face. Eggplant. I don't know. Just send emojis. What are you doing, old man? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Used to be good when they were little. I was a god to them. Dad, do you know everything? Yes, I think I do. Now, not so much. Still, if you want to talk to your kids and they're a little bit older, do what I do. Just change the Wi-Fi password. They'll find you. They'll find you. Oh, my phone's going. Oh, that's interesting. It's one of those special watches. It measures fitness, measures all that. A little preachy, to be honest. A little naggy. And then I found you can set your own goals because it bases off what you're doing and then it sets your goals. So I wasn't getting any rewards, so I set the goals really pathetically low. And now it keeps going, oh my God, Richard, you're upright. Oh, way to go, champ, gold star. And I went, yes, I am. Ha, 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 ha. Meanwhile, you would have seen the news in a surprising turn of events. Our Prime Minister, Malcolm Turnbull, boldly stepped out and said, nah, nothing. Oh, God. The looks on your faces. Really? He did what? No, he doesn't. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do anything. Haven't you noticed? He's got it sussed. Wear a suit, look nice. Where is he? He's like a Shaolin priest. Looked for, can't be seen. You just can't find him. What's he doing? Nothing. Huh. Well, but the opposition is all up in his grill. Not really. Why not? Well, Bill Shorten's got the perfect plan. Do nothing, let him make a mistake, and then jump on him. Yeah. It's a perfect plan, unless the other guy does nothing. Then you're both just waiting. You're uncertainly laughing because it's Australia. We laugh at other people's politics, not ours. Couldn't give a crap about ours, really, except to feel sad occasionally. But we just don't ask. We don't know, we don't ask. We had a Prime Minister found in America with his pants off in the wrong hotel. Actual history, actual thing happened. Didn't know where he was, didn't know where he'd been. Was covered in glitter. I made that bit up. But he seriously had his pants off. And everyone just went, oh, yeah, who won the footy? If it was America, there'd be a library devoted to it. Imagine it. He was in the wrong hotel. How does that happen? Why wasn't someone holding his hand looking after him? It's sad. We had another Prime Minister who was having a hell of a time, and he went for a swim at a very dangerous beach. This guy knows it. These people went, oh, it's all right. It was several decades ago. And I think as a nation, we need to be able to talk of it. Prime Minister Harold Holt drowned. Went off Cheviot Beach, said to his security guard, I'm going for a swim, lads. Don't bother waiting. Maybe sometime. Straight in the water, bang. And he's dead. Okay, as a nation, we need to understand that and just be okay with it. He's dead. He's not out there treading water with the dingo. He's not taken by a Chinese submarine. He just went out in a big surf, drowned. That's how it happened. So it's bad. And I feel your silence here because a man you didn't know decades ago died. Well done. Well done. If only you'd been around at the critical time. Because when my kids were little, I taught them to swim. And I taught them to swim at the Harold Holt Memorial Pool. Let me spell it out to you. The guy drowns, and we named a swimming pool after him. I'm not even making that up. They named a swimming pool after him. Did no one see the irony? Did no one go, oh, this doesn't seem right, Wayne? He drowned! Swimming pool! What did they think? That little kids would be in the pool going, if he could have done this, he'd be here now. Honestly! I mean, we make a lot of fun of Americans. And why not? Have a look at them. But seriously, you can travel the length and breadth of the states. You will not find the John F. Kennedy gun range. Thanks very much, everyone. Enjoy tonight.
Thank you. Give it up for Richard Stubbs. It's a little bit embarrassing. It's a bit embarrassing everything you're saying about old people because my family are here. But Anyway, that's it. That's it. We've come to the end. Please give yourselves a big round of applause for coming. Remind you all the acts you saw: Dan Connell, Gabe Hogan, Luke Kidgel, Lauren Bock, Tim Clark, Charker and Phoebe. And of course, Richard Stubbs. And with that, we say goodbye. Thank you for everyone who's come tonight. Thank you for everyone who's watched online. Thanks to everyone who's followed in joke, who's listened to us. I'm sorry. To everyone who's put up through the technical difficulties, I'd like to thank the RMITV people who have basically done everything. You know, they've done all they're responsible for the filming, they're responsible for this microphone, so blame them. I would like to thank everyone for coming. All the in-joke people who are here, thank you so much for coming, and just thank you everyone. It's been a fantastic night, and we hope you get home safely. So thank you. Cheers.